It is a
Can you
little
ping me?
distracting.
In a bit. Oh, not now. Just like.
Okay, so welcome guys to another video. So in this video, I'll be reviewing one of our tank players, which is Miko. He has submitted 2 videos, so I'm probably only going to be reviewing this Diva video. So this is the first time that I watched it. I watched it the first few opening minutes a little bit, but because of time constraints, I probably wouldn't dedicate my time to go through the whole video before reviewing it. So this will be the first view, so it won't be as in-depth. I'll try my best. So they have some hiccups with the hosting, and he picks Diva. What's their team comp? I don't get to see his team comp here. Okay, but his tank line is Zarya Diva, which is okay for escort map of Dorado because there's quite a few high grounds, especially in point A and point B. In point C, yeah, there's high ground as well. So I believe Diva is actually gonna be good for all 3 points for both defense and attack, I guess. And remember the enemy picks pharmacy here.
No peaks on straight long.
Uh-huh.
Up top, they're
Running Ryan.
Okay. So instantly enemy has a Ryan and has a Moira because it's a Moira orb. I can't see the other tank, but I remember seeing a pharah Mercy here. Okay. So this is where I disagree. Okay. He's gonna get demacked here. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, did I hear his comms? Okay. Miko is in Discord, right? So if Miko is speaking, I should see his...
With a mercy.
Okay. So Miko didn't really comms here that he was gonna go for the pharmacy combo, but then again, he's the only flying tank. So what I dislike about this play is that once you see the pharmacy, you went straight for them, and instantly you're gonna get demacked here. Okay, so this is where I want to make a point regarding Diva, because okay, Diva as a flying tank by herself, it's almost never gonna beat a pharmacy in a straight up deal, because I do play a fair bit of pharah myself, and with a mercy pocketing a pharah, she's not immortal, but she is very strong. She can definitely win a 2v1 fight. Pharmacy combo can definitely win versus a Diva. So as a Diva, you can probably think of her as a defensive player in team sports. For example, if you imagine, so I loaded up this map here. Let me just switch to the game. Okay, does it work? No? Okay, so it loads. Okay, so I load up the map here. So you should imagine a Diva as a defensive player, example as in an NBA defensive player, or perhaps as a if you watch soccer, because in Singapore we watch soccer a bit more, as a soccer defensive player. So in top competitive games, defensive players don't usually just go for an interception or steal straight away, because actually the attackers are usually so skilled at the top level that it's quite difficult to get a steal unless you are like way above in skill level. But what the top defensive players will do is that they do a zone defense. They try to zone out the attacking options of the attacker. So let's say I'm the pharah because I do play a bit of pharah I think 1 or 2 years ago. Yeah, I got up to like plat. So I'm a decent pharah, not GM level, not fantastic. But the basics of pharah is that as a pharmacy combo, what they want to do is to spam damage into the backline, into the squishy supports, as well as the, like, if possible, if I can spam damage onto the McCree or the Widowmaker, that'll be best because they are my direct counters as a pharah. So as a pharah, I'm flying here, which is actually not good because that means that this pharah isn't even that high SR or that high level. Because if you are versus very good pharahs, what they will do is they will hug high ground and they will hug cover. Like, this is a very common, if you watch Overwatch League and a lot of maybe if you watch streamers like Valkyr, which are Grandmaster pharahs, they will probably hug high ground and they will hug places where they can get a lot of natural cover. For example, they will hug walls like here, or they can hug around this bell tower here. So they'll pop around, spam damage, hide, pop around, spam damage, and hide. And they are really annoying. It's almost impossible to kill them from range, especially as a diva. And because if they're staying this far away from you, as a diva, you can't just catch them with your jetpack. Because you can try to jetpack to them, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna like fall short and you're gonna land here. So the pharah can easily like just do a concussive blast and fly away from you. Or they can just take a 1v1 duel and try to like spam you down once your D matrix runs out. So what you're gonna do is if you try and jetpack after them, you're gonna drop here with your jetpack expired and your D matrix expired. Then you become easy prey for the pharah. The pharmacy combo can just spam down with damage boosted rockets on you and demec you straight away. And you're gonna feed, so to say. So what as a diva defensive player, what you want to think of is how can I be annoying to the pharmacy combo and how can I like try to block what they're trying to do. So I mentioned as a pharah, what I'm trying to do is spam damage boosted rockets into the squishy backline. That's my objective. If I can get a lucky kill there, I get a lucky kill. If I can't, I build out charge. So as a defensive diva, what I want to do is stop that. So the safest way for me to do that from a zoning perspective is I can just stay here. Maybe okay, let's look at your video here. Okay, let's switch the view to your video. Okay, so I already demac'd. Let's zoom back a bit. So your Ryan is here. And okay, instantly you boost up. So I didn't see what supports that you have beside you, but probably what you want to do is to protect your supports, and especially your DPS. So let me zone it out to here. Okay. Because I'm running full screen, so you see the black screen wherever I'll tap. Okay. So what you want to do is to zone out the attacks. Because with your D matrix, whenever you see a rocket, damage boosted rocket that's coming to you, you just right click, D matrix, eat it up, and just lay off on the D matrix. So let the D matrix recharge. So I think a pharah has at most 6 rockets before she needs to reload. So you can probably eat up like at least like 3 to 4 of the rockets, perhaps, if you use your D matrix sparingly and let them recharge before your D matrix runs out. So then the rest of it you can either take you can either block it with your body, because your healers can easily heal you. Because you're not gonna die from 1 or 2 damage boosted rockets, but what you're gonna do is take the damage and you're gonna provide out charge for your healers to heal up, especially your Anna or your Mercy. Any of your healers can gain out charge from healing you as a tank. So probably as a diva, what I want to do is just zone out, eat up the rockets from here, zone out, and push the card. Because as a pharmacy, if they see a diva being this close, they're not gonna dive down, because if they're gonna dive the team straight away, you're just gonna kill them with the support of your team. So a pharmacy will try to spam damage from distance. They'll keep keeping the distance away until he finally gets enough out charge for a barrage. And whenever you get a barrage, you probably know this tech is like, if you see a pharah that's barraging, let's say the pharah is here barraging, you just boost to her, all the while using D matrix, because you want to keep yourself alive while you're closing the gap between you and the pharah. And let's say the pharah is here. Once you are near enough, probably about this distance, when the pharah is almost in your face, you're gonna switch off the D matrix, and your Big Mac body is gonna be reflecting, or like the rockets are gonna explode off your mech body, and because of that, you're gonna be reflecting the damage onto the enemy pharah. So it's a pretty simple tech. You just boost D matrix, eat up all the barrages, and once you're near to the pharah, let's say the pharah is positioned here, just release your D matrix and just crash into her. And hopefully the rebound damage from the rockets is gonna make the pharah suicide herself, and hopefully you're not gonna get demac'd in the process. But if you're gonna get demac'd, it's a 1-for-1 trade. That means you're trading your life or your mech to kill a pharah, and you're also blocking away her ultimate, which is a worthwhile trade, even if you get demac'd. But sometimes you can just ask a healer like blocking pharah, heal me, and you just ask your healers for a pocket heal, especially your Ana or your Mercy, and they're gonna heal you while we try to kill the barraging pharah, and you're probably gonna survive with the pharah is probably gonna die from your reflected shots. Okay, so that's pretty simple way. So in summary, how you're gonna deal with the pharmacy combo is zone them. That means you don't go like straight out in a 1v1 fight because they're gonna demech you. So just zone them, eat up their rockets when they're gonna like fall into your team, and once they barrage, you go for them. And in general, once you're here, what you can do is you keep holding your left click. That means imagine if the pharah is right above in the sky. What I'm gonna do is I'm just hold my left click. I'm just gonna spam in the general direction of the pharmacy combo. Of course, it's not going to damage them a lot, but it's going to be annoying for the pharah to keep getting some incoming damage. And it's going to make them respect you. So rather than them just spamming damage for free in the sky with nothing to damage them, just spam some long range left click shots on them and make them respect you, make them feel like, oh, I'm getting some damage. So they're going to like hide. So the pharmacy will be like, ooh, I'm taking damage. So, okay, let me hide here. So you're going to like, you're not going to totally stop them from spamming your team, but you're going to reduce the amount of spam by just shooting your which I should say what, machine gun, your chain gun, or just say your diva left click. Just shooting a diva left click against a pharmacy combo from range, you're going to make them stay away from continuously spamming damage, and that's what you can do. Zone them out. So effectively, you're trying to zone them out. Zone them out with your left clicks and just eating up their rockets from a distance. If the pharah barrages, you commit. Fly in, absorb the rockets, and reflect onto her. Okay? Okay, so let's go back to your VOD.
With the mercy.
Okay, loaded.
Free.
So you get demeched here, which is bad. And another thing that gets demeched is, once you're demeched here, right, it's really difficult to gain outcharge to get your mech back out in the open. Since you're so close to your spawn, I don't know whether you know this trick before, is that for divas, right, in your baby diva mode, you can just simply run back into spawn, which is here. You run back into spawn, you make a hero switch. Let's say you switch to a hawk, and immediately you switch back to your diva, you're gonna instantly get your mech back. So that's one trick for if you're demeched as a diva and you're very near to spawn, you can run back to spawn and do that. Do a hero switch, get your diva mech back instantly. However, what you're gonna do is you're gonna forfeit any outcharge that you have as a diva by hero switching. So I mean, it's good in this particular instance because the map just started and you instantly got demeched, so you can run back and get your mech back by hero switching. But if you're like very near to your diva bomb, for example, like more than 50% to your diva bomb, you probably will want to just stay as a baby diva. You either suicide, get yourself killed by running straight into the enemy team, or just trying to build your mech back from range by trying to target enemy tanks to farm your diva mech back.
Sorry. Ah! I'm dead.
They're rotating.
Okay. They're caught out, they're caught out. Alright, back it up, back it up. Back it up, give them that space.
Can't really hear your comms. Let me just increase the volume here. Okay, this is where you were talking.
I'm dead.
They're rotating.
Okay. They're caught out, they're caught out.
Can't really hear you. Your volume seems to be really soft in Discord.
They're caught out, they're caught out.
You were saying what? Get down your main something?
Alright, back it up, back it up. Back it up, give them that space.
Yeah, as you can see, it's really difficult to get a mech back. So it probably would have been faster. Just walk back to spawn, change heroes, do a hero switch, and get your diva mech back by switching back to diva.
Phase, you're on the side
Hey,
here right now.
you are all alone.
Back up.
Gotcha.
No wall.
Yeah. So meanwhile, while you don't have your mech, your team can't really do much. So they're just waiting for you to get a mech back, and that's precious time wasted on the attack.
Alright.
Okay. Oh, okay. Your team has a widow now.
With the...
Okay, so in this case, it's all right to go for 1v1 against the Mercy, because the Mercy can't really demech you by herself. And what you want to do is to prevent. If you can kill the Mercy, that's great. If you can't, you just want to be really annoying and present a threat to the Mercy to prevent her from rezzing the pharah.
Yeah, nice.
The Ryan's ISO. Ryan isolated.
Run, 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 run! There we
Okay,
go.
so that's good play there. More like, not really good play, more like maybe a lucky play. I don't know whether it was telegraph or it was comms to your team that Widow is going to make the shot, but you were going straight for a pharmacy again, which is a bit dangerous. I would rather have you have waited until you see that the mercy is sniped, and then you go straight for them. Sorry, you see that the enemy pharah was sniped, and then you jetpack yourself and go straight to zone out the mercy.
Watch for the res. She still has time for it.
This Ryan is always going to counter charge, so we're going to use that. I have a shadow here. McCree left on bridge. McCree behind us.
Okay, good. So you listen to your team comms, you're looking for the McCree. Alright, so this is good play. So your job as a diva is, like I mentioned, you think of yourself as a defensive sports player, like a defensive player in the NBA or in soccer or any other team sports. What your job is as a defensive player is just to zone out the enemy DPS. We call it marking, like in ball sports, for example, in NBA, let's say you're a defensive player and you're tasked to guard maybe Steph Curry. So what you want to do is just stay on Steph Curry or maybe a task to mark LeBron James, if you recognize the name. So you want to stay on LeBron James or Steph Curry all the way while they're attacking. So you want to just stay in front of them, be annoying whenever they run to the flanks or the side courts. You want to follow them there and just be in front of them. Just be as annoying as you can. You might not be able to stop their each and every shot because they're such talented players, but you want to limit the amount of damage that they can do to your team. So what you're doing here is good. So you're marking out the McCree. So you're going straight to the McCree's face, dematrix him, absorb some of his shots, just trying to chase him out of this high ground.
Can we get Zarya? I don't think she has personal right now.
Okay, this boost is a bit dangerous because you are on 75 health. I would rather that once you dropped out of the window, ask for heals. Once you're fully healed up, then you're gonna rocket boost up again to get the McCree. Because you're at a very high risk of demacking yourself here. So you need to ask for heals.
Zarya's high charge.
Zarya's freezing. Zarya's
I would have rather you be more active in comms to ask for heals, since almost all of your team is comms. I don't know whether there's something wrong with your mic, but if your mic isn't really working that well, just simply use the in-game need heals command. For example, I bind my need heals voice line to my X hotkey. So whenever I need heals, or to my V hotkey, I can't remember. So whenever I need heals, I just press that and the character will ask for heals. So your teammates in game can easily hear that and they can give you heals straight away.
freezing.
Okay, in this case, let me see. What was it? The pharah was alone?
Zarya's high charge.
Zarya's freezing. Zarya's freezing.
Alright. So in this case, going for the pharah here is good because you don't see the mercy and the pharah is not directly aiming at you. The pharah is trying to hit some shots on probably like your squishy DPS. And what you're doing here is trying to zone it out. So you're using D-Matrix to absorb her shots, flying straight in her face. And generally, you want to be annoying. You want to get a pharah. In this case, if your pharah is like looking somewhere else, like for example, she's looking at your support, she's looking at your DPS, you want to get in her face and come pharah, look at me. I'm in your face. I'm going to be annoying to you. Come shoot me. Like, you rather the shots land on you and you get pocket heals from your Ana and your Mercy than them landing on your Ana and the Mercy, or even your McCree or your Widowmaker. So you want to get the Pharah's attention in this case. So in summary, if the Pharah and Mercy are together, you don't want to go straight 1v1 against them because you're going to get demacked. But if the Pharah is alone, yes, you have a much higher chance of winning. You won't directly kill the Pharah, but at least you want to be annoying to her and push her away, zone her out. If the Pharah and Mercy are together, since you don't want to go straight into you don't want to fly into the Pharah, you want to just stay at range and try to absorb the Pharah Mercy shots and try to just zone it out with range left clicks.
Freezing.
Champion heals.
Okay, so the jetpack is extinguished, so you can't, for information, you can't D-matrix Zarya's left particle beams. You can only D-matrix her right click, her energy bombs. But in this case, yeah, you're better off just saving a D-matrix. And one thing you can do to prevent damage from, for example, like if the Zarya is trying to beam you down, just turn your head away. That means, in this case, just use your ass to face the Zarya instead of having your face facing the Zarya. I'm not sure if Zarya has hit shot damage. Let me check. Does Zarya have any hit shot damage with a left beam? I think not. I think she doesn't have. Particle cannon. Beam applies as long as it ignores deflect, Dimitri matrix, and kinetic grabs. But I think there's no hit shot damage, right? Let's take a look. No damage for of two values. Damage at close range and damage at maximum damage off. So 15 meters. Yeah, hit shot is X. That means she does not have any hit shot damage using the particle beam. So in this case, not really important for you to switch and use the as a phaser, but it's important against other DPSs, for example, like McCree. If a McCree is facing you and you run out of D matrix and you want to tank the shots, just turn your screen around. That means face your teammates instead of facing the McCree, so that the McCree is hitting your ass and reducing the chance of McCree hitting the D.Va head in the middle and getting extra damage. So you can survive the damage from a DPS more.
You got point, just give him some aggression.
Your crit.
Okay. So sometimes I like to review in terms of pre-fight, mid-fight, and post-fight. So in this case, the previous fight just ended. So this is like the post-fight and the pre-fight to the next fight. So what you want to think of pre-fight or post-fight is where you're gonna set up. So in this case, the fight just ended. You guys just won the fight. You guys won a point. Where are you gonna set up? Are you just gonna stay on payload, or are you gonna try to get high ground? So I will always recommend going high ground, because if you look at here, so let me tap to in-game. So if you look at here, you are in this position. So why high ground? The benefits of high ground is that you can fly up here as high ground, and you can be a scout for your team. So this is why having good comms and a good mic, a decent mic, you don't have to be good, but you at least have to be audible you must be heard in your team Discord, so that you can provide information to your team. So let's say you're flying up here, then you can see that maybe they have a McCree on high ground, or they still have a pharmacy. So you want to relay important information, like maybe they did a hero switch, where you can press tab and check for hero switching, or generally just want to maybe relay to your team who's on high ground, like maybe there's a McCree or a Junkrat on high ground. Is there? What are your enemies? Pharmacy and I don't see the second
Pharah's one on the
DPS.
other side of wall.
You got point, just give him some aggression.
Your crit.
I see a Moira. I don't see the other DPS of the enemy. Okay, I see your Widow actually repelled to this high ground. So that gives you another reason to go high ground, to protect your Widow. So what I'm going to do is just stand beside a Widow. If Pharah is shooting rockets at her, you just want to right click, absorb the rockets to let your Widow stay undisturbed, so that she can focus her aim trying to take down enemies. So coming high ground, you can get additional information, you can scout, and you can protect your Widow. Okay. So another way to get high ground is you can see the ledge here. Can I use my epic pen? Oh, this color is not really great. So let's clear it. Let's switch it to red. So you can see the high ground here. All right. As a D.Va, this is a good high ground to secure. So you can easily fly up to this high ground, and you can scout along the ledge to see which enemies are coming. And if there's any enemies here, you can push them off the high ground. Let's say they have a soldier or a McCree or Junkrat on high ground. So you can just fly up there. Of course, you gotta be reasonable. If there's more than 2 enemies, you're not gonna fly up there, because you're gonna feed and demag yourself. So if there's only one single DPS enemy there, or maybe there's even a support, let's say an Anna there, that's even better. So you can push the whoever enemies that are here off the high ground. Of course, if you see tanky enemies setting up like an Orisa or a Rhine or a Zarya, so you gotta stay away. So you gotta zone them from distance, because you can't fly up there and challenge them, because you're gonna just feed your mech. Control Shift 1, Control Shift 2. Okay. Yep. So I was saying you could fly up here, So once you're up here, you can look through this. You can look at this catwalk, and you can see which enemies are taking position on the high ground. You can report them to your team. And at the same time, holding this high ground is really good because you can spam damage from below. So you get a good vision of which enemies are down here along this what should I call this? I just call it streets. So you can have a good vision of who's along the streets. You can spam damage on them, be annoying, like force them to backtrack, and you're buying. So imagine you're alone on the high ground and you're spamming damage on enemy below. What you're doing is that you're making them creating fear in their hearts. For example, they see like D.Va, they'll be like, D.Va, high ground. They have no way of reaching high ground. So what they're going to do is they're going to keep backtracking. So they're going to backtrack and backtrack and backtrack. And from this simple move on taking high ground and spamming damage below, you're winning this huge amount of space for your team. So you're winning space from them all the way from here to here. Like almost 3/4 of the street phase can be won by you just going to the high ground and spamming damage. You don't even have to put yourself at risk here.
Two. Side's coming up in 2.
McCree's up top.
Okay, good. So you're going high ground here. That's good. Right. So now you have infrared vision, and you can see. So I believe that's a McCree, right? Okay, you're boosting here because you want to support your Ryan. Okay, I get it.
Back up.
Okay, your team calls for you to back up.
Hold this corner here.
Okay, so once you have jetpack ready, so your jetpack is done, right? Can I have Control Shift 3? No. What's the pen? Control Shift I. Is that it? No, that's line. That's what? Control Shift 3. Okay. So once you have your jetpacks off cooldown, you should consider taking the high ground again. Because like I mentioned, high ground gives you a lot of advantage. Most importantly is vision, and you can zone off enemies that are on the high ground. So your job as a D.Va mainly is getting high ground. Or like being annoying to the enemy team. Be a defensive zoner is what I would like to take it as.
Here.
They peek that corner.
Okay, I have LOS now.
He is Shadow. He's looking for it.
Right. So with all this D-Matrix, you can easily do it from the high ground as well. You could have flown up and you can D-Matrix Orion from above. So yeah, you can do it without taking significant damage. Yeah, and once you have D.Va Bomb, you can drop a D.Va Bomb from the high ground to the back line. So it gives you a lot more impact. So you're probably going to D.Va Bomb here, I think. D.Va Bomb? Oh no.
Oh.
So that's their Zarya grav. And did they use beat? I can't see what's their hero comp. So you press tab to check. No, they didn't have beat. You guys have beat. Okay, so you see the pharah, you see the grav. This is a perfect opportunity to dive right in. Jetpack in. Like I mentioned, jetpack in, use up your D-Matrix. Oh, your D-Matrix was down. So in this case, since your D-Matrix was down because okay, because you didn't keep your D-Matrix because you weren't aware that they had a pharah barrage ready. Which is kind of on the out-tracking side, but okay, that's a little bit advanced because even I myself am not really good at out-tracking. Okay, but technically in this event, in this example, even if you don't have D-Matrix, I believe you should still dive in and sacrifice yourself and try and trade it off with the pharah's life.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not
gonna
minus
kill
height, I'm not
them.
minus height.
Yeah, so in this case, your Ryan dies because you didn't dive in. So it was your job to dive in and suicide your mech against the pharah there. Whenever the pharah barrages, you have to get in her face.
She got bubble.
Alright, no more ult,
And-
no more ult. Let me use theirs.
So now you're gonna be demeched for no value.
Yeah, that's fine. They
I got
used,
Shadow for the retake too.
they used grav, barrage, shadow.
And what's the point of you running back? Just suicide yourself, go into the enemy team, stand on the payload, suicide yourself so they can be respawned faster. So right now what you're just doing is trying to stay alive and you're just delaying, you're staggering your team. So you shouldn't, so whenever possible, this is something I want to discuss as a team, is that you shouldn't you should try your best to minimize staggering. So you know that the fight is lost, just get on a payload, be annoying to them. They're probably still gonna keep you alive for quite a while, but you just want to suicide your baby diva's life faster so they can respawn,
Shatter.
get a mech back.
They swapped off of the.
Like all this running is bad. The more you run, every second that you're running away from the enemy team, you are like throwing for your team because you are causing yourself to be staggered for another second, and your team cannot attack for another
They're onto a
second.
main now. Instead
Yeah,
of
you should
pharah.
have just taken the fire track and just died.
That's gonna break barrier.
Okay, I mean I do understand now that you're 97%, so you're very close to your max, so you want to stay
Nice.
alive. But the point
Watch
is,
out, he could.
the point is, I was trying to ask you to suicide earlier. Once you're demaxed, just stay on the payload and die.
Still try to get around it. I don't think he can, but they're getting through it. Alright, we're good.
Okay, good eat.
They're gonna have Valk, but I think that's all they've got. Oh,
Yeah.
Coalescence maybe.
I believe your supports are out tracking,
control.
so that's their job, I guess.
Out of the back line.
Nice May ward
Alright.
here.
Run.
Okay. So if the Rhine is isolated like this, I will probably have jet boosted in, get up close to the Rhine to do as much damage as I can. Okay. Okay, so that was you. So there was nice block from the enemy Mei there. She saw your bomb coming. She was way prepared to block it.
Gale them a halted.
So this is why like higher level divas will aim their bomb like into the sky in the high ground because it's prevent things like this happening.
I'm sleeping.
Good blizzard from the
He's frozen,
team.
he's frozen. He's down.
So you have your jetpack here. You can easily go have jetpacked in, try to focus down any enemy that your team was calling out for.
Morno fade.
Eat. Okay, nice, good eat.
No wall.
Same thing here. You could have gone to the high ground above the bridge. You still could have D-Matrix to help the team from the high ground. At the same time, you get a better vision of the enemy team, and you can also spam damage from the high ground above the bridge. So in this case, their McCree isn't that good. If the McCree was actually a decent McCree, he would have just positioned himself on top of the bridge and spam damage down into your team. That is where it was like it would have been more natural for you to go to like jet boost up and try to push the McCree down.
Good retake.
Okay, jet boosting here will just force the Moira to fade. Yep, fade. So you probably will want to, what I would rather do is, because I know Moira has a fade ability, right? I will just probably spam my left click, damage her, force the Moira fade to be used before I commit with a jetpack. Because my jetpack cooldown is now quite significant. I think it's about 4 seconds to 5 seconds now. It used to be OP for a short patch. Yeah, 4 seconds. I think it used to be like 3 seconds or something. That was like super OP.
I had barrage.
Damaging Mei walls are okay, but you're probably your team can work on the shot caller can work on calling on a specific pillar of the Mei wall. Or you guys can agree beforehand. Whenever you see a Mei wall, focus down the middle pillar. Because I think a Mei wall is split up into 3 separate pillars, left, center, and right. So it's very easy to coordinate. Just ask your team, focus down the center Mei pillar. Something along those lines. This sort of focusing down on Mei pillar is especially useful in the Mei meta where Meis will always like to wall off your Rhine and they will try to kill a Rhine. So as a team, what you can do is just focus down like a certain pillar of the Mei wall together as a team, so that your team can heal the Rhine through the wall.
Behind you.
Through the gap in the wall.
Watch for shadow.
Okay, here I'm thinking, do you want to be on top of the payload or do you want to take high ground on the left and right? Because if you take high ground on the left and right, they're going to be too far for you to do any damage. So I'm okay with your positioning here. Like I really can't think of any other better position for you in this spot.
Okay, sure.
I don't think he has it though.
Okay, so you're spamming damage against the Rhine shield because you can't go for the back line, it's too risky for you.
Run.
Okay, so there's a good Mei wall, and there's here I would have boosted.
Run.
I would have boosted straight for the Rhine there.
Nice.
Rhine's frozen. Rhine's frozen.
Yeah, I mean you're spamming damage from distance, but you can also press your jetpack. Okay, for example, there's also another tech where you could okay, can I pick? Go to lobby. And can I swap to blue team? And let's pick a diva here. I don't know whether you're aware of this tech, but you can actually cancel your jetpack mid-flight. For example, you press shift for jetpack, so this is the full duration of the jetpack. You could also cancel your jetpack in the middle of the flight. So for example, if let's say the Rhine is here, the enemy Rhine is at this power box here, and I'm this distance away, so I want to get him. So what I want to do is I want to do a very short flight to get right in his face so that I can do maximum damage with my left clicks. So I press shift and press shift again to cancel. That'll be right in front of the Rhine, and I can spam damage in his face. So this is even more effective if you use your micro missiles. I didn't really pay attention to your usage of micro missiles, but micro missiles are best when the enemy is like in a very isolated position. That means he or she really can't move away from you, and I'm gonna like spam damage, and yeah. So I'm gonna stop my left click there. So I'm gonna okay, I'm not doing this properly since I don't play diva too much. So let's see if I can maximize my damage here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press left shift to jetpack myself. At the same time, I'm gonna press E for micro missiles, and I'm gonna hold left click as well. And I'm gonna try to stop myself right in front of that the power box there. So let's go. Oh, I've got the micro missiles. Okay. I think this needs a bit of practice. Let me try again. So probably I'm gonna press the micro missiles first. It might make it easier. So I'm gonna press micro missiles first. Yep. Okay. So you see, this is the maximum DPS that I can do as a diva. So I'm gonna press micro missiles first. I'm gonna press E for the micro missiles. While my micro missiles are shooting, I'm gonna press shift and left click, and I'm gonna press shift again right in front of the power box here, which is where, let's say if the Rhine was in this position. So this will be where you can do maximum damage to an enemy that's within range of your jetpack.
Down.
We got caught. Play
Sorry,
to
I
survive,
charged,
play
be
to
careful.
survive, play to survive. No barrier.
So I will consider this like almost a post fight, because you guys already won the fight by capping the point, by walling off the enemy Rhine and capping the point. So since this is post fight, my thoughts now are, where should you set up? So should you set up on the high ground, on the, okay, let me just go as a diva here. So right now we are in this position. So we just won a fight. So this post fight. The enemy team is running away from us. So my thoughts now are where would be the best location to set up as a diva? Should I go here? Like the high ground here? And like provide a slight off angle, like hit the enemy from range here, because this is, I mean, this is not perfect high ground, but I get cover from this window here, because the enemy can see me but they can't shoot through, and I can just spam some damage here. Or the other more risky position will be here, so I can jetpack myself to here, and I can try and shoot them from here. It's a little bit more risky because they're gonna have access to me, and if I try and back off here and hide, if actually there's an enemy McCree here, you can shoot my ass. But if your healers are good, let's say your Anna is good, or probably, I think you have an Anna on your team, so your Anna can pocket and heal you while you fly up here and do damage. So what you're gonna do here, actually I pretty much, I'm thinking I rather like this position. So I'm gonna fly up here, dematrix myself a bit while I fly up here, and just spam damage at the enemy below. So I'm gonna force them away to back off, either back off down below this bridge, or if they're backing off here, then maybe force them to run further back. Because as a tank, rather than a defensive zoner, I also want to try to be winning position for my team. I want to win as much space before the payload for my team as possible. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking of setting up. Either this position, or I think the best would be here. Just fly up here, dematrix myself, keep myself alive, and spam damage at enemy below. So this central platform, I would guess I would call this a catwalk or bridge. Probably will call this like platform. Yeah, this central platform here is going to be a key position for D.Va players or any player that can get to high ground, because you're gonna try to get fight for this position whenever possible, because you can see the whole enemy movement from here, and you can do a lot. You can damage, you can dematrix your team from up there, and you can set up D.Va bombs from here. So obviously, if I'm gonna be setting up as a D.Va bomb, I probably will want to use this natural cover, because the enemy can't see me from here. So if I roughly know that the enemy's position here, so maybe what I want to do is try to like bomb above them. Okay, so that wasn't so good. So that one flew too high. It's not going to do too much damage. I wonder if I can set my out charge. So I've got to practice my D.Va bombs as well. Okay, let's go to map, show lobby, and let's go to settings. Can I have heroes, general, ultimate generation, passive, 100%. Spawn with ultimate, yes. Ultimate generation, okay. Okay, and do I need to restart? Okay, so let's pick D.Va here. So D.Va bombs are something that both you and I will need to practice as well. So if I'm here and I want the bomb to explode right beyond this wall, beyond the ledge. So what should I do? Okay, let's try. Once I press left shift, I'm gonna press Q. That's not too bad, but it seems a little bit too high. So probably maybe here. So you need to aim it. Okay, let's remake. Okay, let's remake. So probably we'll need to estimate the distance. So this might be a good distance. I will press left shift and Q immediately. Yeah, so that is a good bomb. So it's gonna land right. That is gonna land. Okay, where is it gonna land? So that bomb will probably land right here, and it's gonna be hidden from sight until the bomb lands here. So that is a pretty good location. So if you want to practice your D.Va bombs, what I would do is just try to estimate the distance. Okay, if you press left shift and Q immediately, this is the distance that it's gonna fly. So it's about. So that's about, you can estimate it by the amount of D.Vas that it's going to take. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 6 to 7 D.Vas away from where you're going to press left shift from. Just estimate approximately, like from here, let's say I want to bomb the bomb that land right beneath the bridge. Probably let me try from here and left shift and bomb. Perfect. So they're gonna land right beneath the bridge. So you can estimate the distance about this distance apart. Just press left shift and Q together, or just left shift and Q. Yeah, so it's gonna fly about that distance. So again, if I'm trying to land it just beyond the ledge there for a surprise bomb, just press left shift and Q. Yep, it's gonna fly straight there. Boom. Okay, so let's go back to the video.
Ah, I missed that wall.
So like I mentioned, it'd be good to get the high ground platform to go above the platform as high ground here.
I'm out of line of sight. I'm out of line of sight.
Yeah, wait. Oh.
Okay, so you're mostly using your micro missiles for shield break, which is I mean, at least you're using it for something, but what I would question is shield break really that important currently? Like, if you have gone to high ground from the platform and use your micro missiles, maybe to spam damage against their supports or their DPS, would have been more effective. Because what I would want, if let's say the enemy has an Ana, what I would want instead is probably to use my micro missiles against the Ana, because I want to get the Ana low to force the Ana to use a nade on herself. So I'll be wasting a precious cooldown. If I'm gonna spam damage on like the McCree, is that a McCree? I think it's a McCree. The resolution is a bit low. If I'm gonna spam damage against the McCree here, it's not gonna do much because it probably just the healers are probably gonna heal her. I don't think I can get a kill from there. And also another part about doing damage on micro missiles is for my out charge. Right now you're 83%, you're very near to a D.Va bomb. If rather than spamming shields, I could like at least land my micro missiles on another enemy body, I can probably get my out a lot faster.
No bubbles.
Lucio's on high ground. He retreated.
Yeah, so you heard that Lucio is on the high ground. So if you were on the high ground, the Lucio wouldn't have been possible to gain that position. Okay, they have a Moira. Okay.
Let's use.
Okay, so you're doing the max damage here, I guess. Yep. So so that's what I wanted you to do. When the wall goes up, goes in, and imagine if you have micro missiles here, you could have done a lot more.
I'm dead.
Okay, so this fight is lost.
Oh, I'm.
Oh no, your Ryan is not dead. Okay, if your Ryan is dead, I thought the fight would have been lost. But okay, it's your Mei that died. Okay, you did good. I mean, you try your best to sacrifice your mech and your D matrix to try and D matrix the McCree. So yeah, sacrificing your mech there, it's fine. Okay, so the fight is lost, it's
Just
fine.
reset.
Dang it, dang it.
Yeah, I'm
dang
gonna
it.
switch off.
So they have Beat and Blizzard. That's it.
They don't have grav.
They might.
They used it.
They just used it.
Just now, yeah.
They okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, they used Grav,
Oh,
they
yeah.
used Shatter, they used High Noon, and they used Toll.
Alright, guys, max switching. Don't go in.
What's the plan here?
Let's do. Well, we just use shatter, so we'll engage
we
with
have-
Blizzard. Use bomb for area control.
Okay, I like that the team has a plan. That's good. So you have a planner on your
Watch
team.
out if the Mei is pushed up. Okay.
Are we going top or bottom?
Let's go
Let's
top.
stop.
Okay, generally for your team, yeah, somebody has to make a call on the direction to go. Probably your main tank, I guess. If your main tank it's a pretty good decision maker. I mean, even if it's a bad decision maker, your main tank just want to make a decision like just go top or just go low ground and then your whole team just follows.
Push Hanzo up. Nice. I'm on cart.
Okay, I've
Okay,
got card.
you. Sorry, but it's just so funny. I was waiting for it to happen and it's like, oh my god. I'm sorry for laughing at you for doing this out, but I mean I saw it coming. I'm like, wait, are you gonna out into the wall or are you gonna out beyond the wall? Okay, so serious talk. Let's see how to improve this ultimate. Basically, if I think you were waiting for your teammate to lower the maim. Is that right? I mean, in the end, do you get anything of
Okay,
this?
I've got card.
Trouble. Nice.
Yeah, I think you were waiting for your team to lower the main wall so that they will get bombed right through it. Maybe it was a setup play. Yeah, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe it was a setup play on your end. Yeah, maybe you guys practiced it. But personally, I mean, if it was me, I would have aimed it beyond the wall because the wall is blocking the line of sight. So they couldn't see where I was bombing from. So I aimed above the wall, flew the bomb right through the wall and try to land it right behind the enemy team.
They walled it. Hanzo behind.
Hanzo behind.
But generally speaking, okay, D.Va bombs at the lower levels, you can still get some kills. But as you get higher and higher in SR, you go against better and better opponents, it gets less and less likely to kill enemies with like badly placed D.Va bombs. Your D.Va bombs have to be really good, well placed, and really smart in order to get some kills. Another way you could use D.Va bombs is as a way to gain momentum. For example, here. Yep. So for example, in this position, let's say your team is trying to push into the cart. What you can do is use your D.Va bomb to get space. So let's say if the Mei wall was down and you throw a D.Va bomb straight into the enemy team is going to back up. Or if you throw the bomb into the back line, you're going to force the Rhine to turn around, use a shield to block it. So this is where it buys opportunity for your own Rhine to go in front, do a shatter if it has a shatter, because the enemy has to turn his shield around to block your D.Va bomb. So it's a good setup for a shatter. Or in the event, even if your Rhine doesn't have a shatter, because the enemy team's attention is focused on their back line, trying to block and run away from your bomb, your team has the position and the chance to push forward into the payload into the enemy team.
Okay, I've got Kirk.
Drop off. Nice.
So personally, I would have rather your team use your D.Va out as a setup play to push forward, rather than just using it as a surprise factor to try and kill someone.
Hanzo behind.
Hanzo behind. Run.
Okay, good. You went for the Hanzo.
Run cleansed.
So you zone in out. That's good.
Nice.
Oh, you ate the blizzard. Nice. Yeah. So you saw the Mei coming and you ate it. That's fantastic.
Hanzo's still above.
Yep, Hanzo's back on top.
Rhine's low.
Fine.
Okay, so your job is to zone out the
Rhine's
Hanzo.
getting
That's
healed.
good. Good. Just be annoying. So yep, you can't kill the Hanzo. Actually, it's good that you didn't go beyond the wall, because if you went beyond the wall, you would have been isolated because your teammates probably couldn't get to you, and you would have probably been DMAC'd and died. So it was actually a good thing that you didn't go beyond the wall.
I hit shift. Suck a dick.
Run!
Ooh!
Okay, now our Rhine is out of position.
What the
What the
hell?
heck was that? I bounced off every single wall.
Yeah, I went in to try to save you.
Nope. No ults
Yeah,
here. Reset.
Okay, so your team calls for a reset.
Literally hit like 3 different walls and bounced off all of them.
Hanzo's chasing you gaps.
Yep.
It's just Trace on here. Try and catch these two out.
Hanzo's up top.
Micro missiles were wasted there. Were you trying to break down the Mei wall? Or
Just Trace on here. Try and catch these.
okay. So you did okay, so you pressed, I think you pressed the micro missiles before the Mei wall came up. So you're probably trying to damage the Mei. Okay, I get
Hanzo's
it.
up top.
Let's
I
see how
have a shadow.
quickly
Okay. Yep.
that Deadeye.
Yeah, you push the Hanzo on top. But this should have been your position from the start. You can see how strong this position is if you stayed
We
here.
can combo it with Shatter.
No, but you drop back down, that's bad. So basically from that high ground, you can still D-Matrix your Rhine, because from off angle, D-Matrix still works. You don't have to be exactly beside and behind your Rhine in order for the D-Matrix to absorb damage. You can be above your Rhine at an off angle and still use D-Matrix, and you can still absorb damage. Of course, being in the low ground, it keeps you slightly more safe because the enemy can't damage you directly on the platform, because on the platform you're way more exposed, where enemy hit scan players can damage you. So that's the pros and cons of getting that high ground platform there.
Let me know as soon as you got it. Oh!
Okay, that's good shatter. Nothing much you can do there.
Take the wipe. Wipe quickly, and we can fight again.
Yeah. So your team is calling for take the wipe, which means either you suicide yourself or you run away.
Fuck, I fat fingered.
Yeah, so in this end you chose to run away, which is okay because you're a D.Va,
Alright.
you can fly.
I've
So you're
got
gonna
the
get
Deadeye
more
now.
outcharge for your team.
So we have Deadeye and High Noon, and we'll get a Shatter.
I
Or a bomb.
almost have Nano. We can almost Electric Cowboy.
Electric Cowboy.
So maybe you two go high.
Okay, one thing for your team, probably for your healers, is that, for example, earlier you flew back when you were pretty low on health, right? Let's go back. Yeah, I think here.
Okay.
So depending on which of your healers are closer to an ult, the healer should be the one that's doing the heal on you. For example, if your Anna realized earlier that she was really close to Nano, then your Lucio should have stayed on speed boost, and the Anna should have healed you back to full health so that it brings her closer to her Nano.
So we have Deadeye and High Noon, and
Yeah, because in this case, I see your Lucio use the healing aura. So the Lucio kind of stole a little bit of out percentage from the Anna there. So this is something that your healers have to coordinate between themselves, like who's closer to the ult and who should do the main bulk of the healing.
we'll get it.
So this is why in higher levels, higher level Lucios usually would stay on speed more, so that they don't steal the healing out charge away from the Anna. Then the main healer, which is like the Anna, most of the time is the Anna, will get out charge faster.
A shatter.
I
Or a bomb.
almost have nano. We can almost electric cowboy.
Electric cowboy.
So maybe you two go high ground, and then everyone else push low.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
5
Push
seconds.
deep. Push deep.
I've got it.
Should you use micro missiles on the maze straight away? I don't know what's my opinion on it. I mean, let's just skip the analysis for
Ready?
now. So you're trying to break the wall.
Yep.
Okay.
Do it.
Yep. So you managed to save your Rhine.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm low as fuck though.
Oh, that's the Grav Dragon. Okay.
Right.
Oh, crap.
Okay, so there's a good
Oh,
combo
mercy.
on there, and
That
I
was
didn't
some
see the
crazy hold.
I did not see the Grav Dragon coming because I forgot that they had both a Zarya and a Hanzo. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash and break while I let the
Okay,
rest play
in
out.
that final fight there, the enemy team was able to get more value out of ults than you guys were. So, Taze, there have been a lot of moments where you've been starting to go out of position, your team has called for you to back up, and you have backed up in time, so it's good that you're backing up. Try not to be out of position in the first place. I'm gonna let Blue Jay call comp now before I go on.
We're gonna defend with Mei Hanzo. Actually, no, make Ree, because they've been doing the pharah. Okay.
Okay, so... Oh. So did you guys... Did you guys notice in the beginning that they were running the Rhine with a Pharmacy and a Moira, so they did not have the Lucio, which means you should be getting a lot of value out of Maywalls. Yeah, no, you were getting a lot of value out of Maywalls. I saw that. I just want to know if Blue Jay noticed. Taze, stop charging into the enemy spawn.
That one on third point, he hit like
Yeah,
3
that
walls,
was
and I don't know how he
That
didn't
was
hit
so
any of
weird.
them.
That was the second time he did it.
Yeah, it was.
Nope.
There's the
They
pharmacy.
got a pharah.
Oof.
Back up, back up, back up. We don't have fast rotations now.
Yep, we need to rotate now.
Run, run, run!
Pharah's coming around the side.
Far behind.
Reloading.
I'm on.
Reset
We need
it.
to reset here.
Wipe, wipe,
Yeah.
wipe.
Ooh, we need more hit scan. Do we learn any hammer?
No, I just didn't fall far enough
Alright.
back.
Okay, I'm back and I missed the attack round.
Wipe, wipe.
So let's see what happened there.
There's the pharmacy.
Taze, stop
the
charging
defense
into the
round.
enemy spawn.
Okay.
That one on third point, he hit like
Yeah,
3
that
walls,
was
and I don't know how he
That
didn't
was
hit
so
any of
weird.
them.
That was the second time he did it.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so your comms is much clearer now. So I think you brought your mic closer.
Nope.
There's the
They
pharmacy.
got a pharah.
Okay, same thing. So against the pharmacy, what you're doing is right. So you just want to absorb the rockets and just zone them away at range with your left clicks.
Oof.
Back up, back
Unlucky.
up, back up. We don't have fast rotations now.
Yep, we need to rotate now.
Run, run, run!
Okay, not bad. So you boosted in, use your micro missiles because your team called for Rhine.
Pharah's coming around the side.
Pharah's behind.
Try to go for the Mercy, but really unlikely you're gonna kill the Mercy in the air. Very unlikely. So
Reloading.
I'm on.
yeah. So in this case, the fight is lost. What you should have done is just go into enemy team, suicide, and just reduce the stagger on
We
yourself.
need to reset here.
White.
Okay, instead you flew back, which is good too, because this reduces your chance of being staggered.
No, I just didn't fall far enough
Alright.
back. I got caught out of position by the pharah when she came around the corner.
Miko, focus on the pharah and note you're playing like an off tank.
Yep. Ready to do a little push.
Okay, good absorb of the fire strike. But using the micro missiles there was quite a waste, because you won't. Micro missiles are really good when you're like up close and personal to the enemy. So being at that range, it doesn't really do much, and it's kind of like a wasted cooldown. Yeah, imagine here if you use your micro missiles here, you still wouldn't have killed the pharmacy, but you just would have done more damage and gained more outcharge.
Oh no! I'm down. You have no Ana.
Okay, so in this case, because I mean the fight is lost, but you guys just want to buy as much time as possible, so probably your team should have called for die and payload. So die and payload means just suiciding, doing the maximum damage that you can while on the enemy payload, just trying to buy time at the same time, dying as fast as you can to try and minimize the stagger and get a reset. Like backing off here doesn't really help, because by backing off, you're just giving them the payload anyway. So might as well just call for a die on payload. Just dive the payload, do as much damage as you can, suicide yourself, and get a faster respawn.
Soul caught. Fight on caught. Die on caught.
Yep, correct. So you have a teammate calling for die on payload. That's correct. Yep, this is what you guys should have called. You should have done. That's good.
I don't feel like I can hold against this front line because D.Va's also needing to look at pharah.
Yeah, but
So
what
I
do we
just
do
can't
instead?
hold against. No, I know. I'm just letting you guys know what's going on here.
Yep.
So I don't know how to fix that, but that's what's happening.
Just play slow around the corners. Just hold the space we've got until we can create an opening.
I'm thinking you should get high ground here as well. Because if you're positioned above the bridge, like I mentioned, you can get better vision. So you can report. I mean, better vision. Do they have any? Okay, their pharmacy could probably take the high ground. So you probably just want to be above, like, or above the bridge, and try just be annoying to the pharmacy and try to like push them away from the high ground if possible. But of course, since you're alone versus a two-man team against the pharmacy, you probably can't commit too hard. If not, you're gonna get demacked. So just try to be annoying and try to, like I mentioned earlier, to get them shooting the rockets into you instead of into your team. Correct, which you are doing here. That's good. Correct, that's good. See? So once you get high ground, you push the Mercy off. Yeah, then the Mercy flies away and the pharah has to respect you. So now the pharah is busy trying to like deal with you because you're in their face. You're like, look at me, look at me. I'm trying to be annoying in your face. So now the pharmacy is like looking at you instead of shooting rockets into your team. So this is how you can. Oh, well, you almost got the Mercy. So I think it was the Mercy's mistake. The Mercy should have flew up there for you to damage her. Right. So see what's happening here? So the pharah is busy trying to shoot you down rather than shooting at your team. So in this way, you're buying space. You're zoning out the enemy attackers. But of course, if once you're low, like you're half health, you should jetpack back and ask for heals. Which you did. Okay, so what I would suggest is you don't have to let go of your high ground. You can still stay above the bridge, jetpack to above the bridge, and ask for heals from your Ana from there.
Ryan looks like he's looking for.
Okay, so you're going back to high ground. Yeah, trying to be annoying to them. That's good.
Yeah.
Pharah's definitely got a barrage.
No barrier, no heals.
Alright. So the team is calling for out-tracking Pharah's barrage. So you gotta be aware that it's your job to stop the pharah once a barrage happens. I think you get the Mercy here. Good. So you jetpack in and you confirm the kill. That's great.
I'm dead.
Nice leap, leave him.
Okay. So, yep, trying to be annoying to pharah. Nice, you get a kill on her as well. Fantastic.
Alright, we got rid of the pharmacy.
Heal? Yep.
Nice eat.
Ooh, nice eat. Nice eat. So your ability to predict when Zarya's gonna grab is great. It's great. Keep it up.
Oh,
I didn't even realize that Zarya was gonna grab there, but yeah, you realize it. That's a really good job on your part. Unlucky. You almost got the remake. Okay, good. So your team fought hard for the point. You guys got it.
Joe.
Where's the pharmacy? There they are.
Right. So, are you asking for the pharmacy or is your team asking her?
Where's the pharmacy?
Okay, so one of your teammates was asking for where's the pharmacy. So it's your job to be on high ground to scout for them.
There they are, on the bridge.
Okay, so you mentioned they're above the bridge. It's okay. I will call it above the arch or something. You can have code names for those locations. Yep, so that's your job. Stay on high ground, be annoying to them, get the pharmacy's attention, get them spamming damage into you instead of your team. Good. You don't really need to use micro missiles there. It's like it didn't hit anything because the range is too far. So you could just continue spamming your left clicks and use D matrix to absorb the rockets, and get your Ana healing you here. So this is a very good location to hold.
Pharah still got barrage. McCree still got high noon.
Mm-hmm. So your team out tracker inform you of the pharah barrage is still there. So it's still your job to go for pharah. In this case, when you're preparing to absorb the pharah's barrage, I believe you probably will need full health. So in this case, since you're low, you might want to drop down for a short while to get some cover from the rocket fire. So this instances where, because I think your Ana is not healing you fast enough. So there's a good instance whereby you want to drop down and get a full heal before to get ready to take in the incoming barrage. Ooh, I don't like this boost. I think you're gonna get demacked here.
I don't have
I
LOS
think
on you.
I think you got greedy. Yep. So now you're out of position.
Behind?
Ugh.
Yeah. So if you didn't boost there, if you didn't get greedy and try and go for a full health Mercy, which she's full health, she's not like 1/3 health. If she's 1/3 health, I would have understood the reason to commit because you could have secured a kill, but she was full health. Very unlikely for you to get a kill, and you have been in position at the bridge to stop this, to fly. Like if they stayed behind, if you were fast enough, you could have turned over, flew and dematrix the. Did I? I mean, maybe. It's a maybe. I mean, it's all depending on a lot of factors.
It lifted it
But you would have been in a better position.
instead of.
Yeah. You almost got
Same thing. Micro missiles from range, not very effective.
You have no Ana either?
I'm out of mag.
Okay.
If she
So teamfight is lost, you should just suicide on point.
rushes, there's nothing I can do about it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That point's going anyway. Yeah. I think we may need a. I don't know.
Now that we're inside, the Pharah
Oh,
can't do
shit.
as much.
Need to change shit up.
Same thing from micro missiles from range, not really effective.
Nice.
Nice.
Locked it.
Nice ball.
So in McCree dying, we gotta take responsibility for the McCree dying there. It's not that we didn't dematrix the McCree, but it's like we could have been on high ground and to get the Pharah shooting at us instead of shooting at the McCree. So yeah, we gotta take responsibility for that. So this is why I mentioned maintaining the high ground ledge here is a good position for D.Va. Because I mean the pharmacy would be like their attention will be focused on you, shooting at you instead of shooting at your McCree. And this would buy your McCree space to do damage on the pharmacy combo. Like going up here now is a little bit too late because once your McCree is down, you guys have no one to deal with the pharmacy. Like, those were good micro missiles, but from that range, it doesn't do much, and she's full health anyway. So instead, if I were to use the micro missiles to gain outcharge, I'll probably be staying up high ground, trying to rain micro missiles probably down on like support, maybe like the Moira, or maybe, I mean, raining it on the Rhine would just force the Rhine to shoe up probably someone else, I guess, other than the pharmacy, because I'm not going to hit a lot of shots and not going to gain a lot of outcharge from that.
Zarya?
Yep. So the best thing you can do here is just try to be annoying from this high ground, and you did. So you see, the pharmacy has to respect you when you're up there, and they get zoned out. So they can't do much there. So even though you guys lost the McCree because you held that platform position on the high ground, you were still giving your team a lot of value.
There we go.
Okay, the chase here was good.
We used a lot for
Yeah,
that though.
almost got a mercy, but it's okay.
Who we want to kill?
Okay, so again, this is the post-fight, so I'm thinking about where we should set up. Let's go back in-game. Okay, so this is the position we are in now defensively. So I'm thinking of either you could set up yourself here. That means you could probably be here and try and look for the movements, whether the enemy is coming onto the catwalk here. Because if they're coming here, you can easily jetpack back, get to safety and ask for heals. Either that or stay on the high ground here. Try and spot. Like just spam damage from here. Because this isn't the max, this isn't the best. So I'm thinking probably this position, like scouting enemy from here will be good. Then just doing some left click damage. And you can see like the enemy is setting up on the catwalk, and you can inform your team. If they are on the low ground, you can just spam damage there. Get them to start throwing some rockets and stuff at you, and then you can fly back and get a heal. So if they're going low ground from here, you can scout them and say that they're coming from low ground. If they're coming from catwalk, you can just say that, okay, team, they're coming from catwalk. Then you can just set up your defense around this choke here. Because if they're coming from catwalk, this is a very easily defendable position for your team, because they have to squeeze through this small choke and you guys can spam damage through it. So it's important to know which path they are coming from.
One on the right.
Oh no. Oh, you get very exposed here. Okay, this position, I do not like this position because it's very far away from the healers, especially a line of sight Anna. So your Anna can't see you, she can't heal you from there. Instead, that position on the left, which I mentioned earlier, would have been way better. Because in this way, the only heal you can get is the health pack, which doesn't build out the outcharge of your healers.
Back up and catch up on resources. Here.
Yeah, so I think your team was asking for you to back up. Okay, nice eat.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, sorry.
I missed it. They can get
I'm
around
hoping
it.
P for grav. There it is.
Okay, so in this case, you were grabbed and they were barraging. So I understood that. Yeah, you use your. Huh? Did you use your jetpack beforehand?
P for grav.
Okay, so you did see the pharmacy combo fly up, and you were trying to fly up, but you got grabbed. So nothing much you could have done there. So the best you could do is just use out a D-matrix, which you did. Okay, so you did your best there.
Up in heals.
Not a mech.
Watch pharah.
Yeah, just jump forward and suicide yourself and get a faster respawn.
No barrier, no barrier.
Like, you weren't providing much value by backing off and staying alive. And in fact, your enemy wants to keep you alive because they want to prevent you from getting your mech back. So if it was me as Baby Diva, I'll probably jump into an enemy pillar and suicide to get a faster respawn. Try and contest the point before it reaches the end there.
Cool. Alright, stall characters.
Stall picks, yep, go stall.
See if we can get there.
So
I
you guys
touched.
talk for a while.
Okay, that's not how that happened.
Bomb? Okay. Okay, it was hopeful, but we try our best.
I faded.
Nice, good combo there. The one that ends with melee. Not bad. You guys
Mora
almost
has
helped.
no fade.
Spin it to win it. Spin it to win it. Oh no!
No, I was on it.
Oh,
They grab you off point.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
funny.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. Good try, guys. Good try.
That's kind of a weird thing. I thought the box was there. Not too sure about that. But anyway, yep. So in summary, what I want to summarize, okay. In summary, is that against a pharmacy combo, you want to zone them out from range if they're together, and only dive in with your jetpack and your left click and your micro missiles if one of them is really low, like below about one third of their health. If not, you don't want to commit. Unless the pharah is alone and you're confident of like zoning her out with your healers behind you, then you want to fly in. Other than that, it's high ground. You want to get high ground whenever possible. So high grounds like these is really good. High grounds like the one outside. Can I get the high ground here? So high grounds like these. So get the high ground whenever possible. And so you can dematrix your team from the high ground like this. So you don't have to be constantly beside your Rhine. What else to note? Yep, so zone out enemy attackers, get high ground, and bomb usage, I guess. So this is something you can rehearse with your team. So you can either use your Diva Bomb to buy space, or to get surprise attacks by bombing behind their backline. For example, if you're high ground here, let's say I want to drop my bomb just about in that box there. So I just want to press Shift Q, pressure through, drop down, boom. So it just gets them at the backline. So these are stuff you can practice as a diva. And other than that, you can also use your Diva Bomb to like buy space. So let's say you're in defense, your team with Ryan, you're trying to retake the payload. The payload is right in front. So you can say, okay, guys, I'm going to bomb to buy space. So let's rush the payload while I'm bombing. So just shift bomb. Okay, so the enemy is going to turn around. They're going to face you. They're going to face your bomb. And then meanwhile, your Ryan is going to like rush ahead and push. If your Ryan has a shatter, so you can get a free shatter. Maybe a free shatter. It depends on how good the enemy Ryan is. So those are ways to use a Diva Bomb. Other than that will be micro missiles. Try not to. I mean, I really don't like using micro missiles when, for example, let's say your enemy is like at this at the alley there. It's like far away. Using micro missiles at this range doesn't really hit them a lot. So I'd rather you save out your micro missiles to hit enemies that are really close to you. For example, if your enemy is like, okay, let's say if you're up here. Let's say if you're up here and your enemy is like right below. You can use micro missiles. It's a pretty close distance. So I'm going to land most of them and you're going to get the maximum outcharge from your micro missiles. Other than that, your ability to eat enemy grabs is really good. Your ability to eat fire strikes is really good. So you seem to have a very good sense of when enemy Zaryas and enemy Ryans are going to throw their cooldowns and their outs, which is good. So that is one part that you are talented in and you should keep it up. Other than that, comms wise, you seem to be pretty silent in comms. I would rather that you try and be more active in comms by relaying useful information. For example, like key cooldowns. Let's say if you are like attacking the Moira here, they say Moira no fade. So you can inform your team that Moira has no fade, so it's easier to target the Moira as a target. Things like what are the key cooldowns like Zarya personal bubble, for example, because just now in that match we have a Zarya. So let's say Zarya has used her personal bubble or used her usually call it bubble. That means the bubble that she reserves for the Rhine and the bubble that she reserves for herself. So another key cooldown will be like Zarya no personal bubble or Zarya no personal. You can call it out, then you guys can jump the Zarya. Things like if you're against a Reaper, like say Reaper no fade or Reaper, yeah, probably like if Reaper is out of fade, like Reaper no fade, then your team can jump the Reaper there. So probably, yeah, you want to be a little bit more active in comms, so you can contribute in comms by calling out key cooldowns from the enemy. Other than that, your job as a diva probably will be as a high ground scout, because as a diva you are the tankiest hero that can get to high ground very easily, almost like Winston. So since you're always on high ground, you can see enemy movements and you can relay important information like from, like, let's say there's an enemy widow. So enemy widow above the gates. So like I just call this gates. So enemy widow above the gates, or pharmacy above the gates. Then you can see competition switches most likely can press tab and see that. Yep. So that'll be my summary. And I know there's been quite a long video, I get sidetracked. Okay. And I hope you find this useful, and thank you very much.